Who was the best teacher you ever had? What name used to answer this question definitely had a certain characteristic. This teacher cared about you, and you knew this teacher wanted you to succeed. Most people have likely been asked this question, and we can almost guarantee every teacher's name used to answer this question was a very caring person. And one of these days, I'm going to take a poll on Educators Circle Facebook page and find out who everyone picks and why they say this is the best teacher they've ever had. But I bet we all know the answer. These teachers are conscientious and invest a great deal of time and energy into doing whatever it takes to create the best learning environment. And these teachers understand this very simple fact: the learning environment makes a difference. When planning for the school year, the very first item on the agenda, immediately after learning the grade level and subject matter being taught, is planning for the best learning environment, ensuring maximum student achievement and a caring classroom culture. As educators, we're thinking about designing our classroom setup. We should think about the first impression everyone will walk into the classroom and think, especially the first impression of the students. As the author Stephen Covey says in the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, begin with the end in mind. And when it comes to planning for learning in the classroom, teachers should first ask themselves these questions. Is this an inviting and motivational atmosphere for learning? Does my classroom reflect the grade and age level of the students I'm teaching? Does my classroom reflect the subject matter I'm teaching? And does my classroom develop community building among the students by celebrating successes and including all students? What's the dream for your classroom? Teaching's been described as a high calling, a divine purpose. What other profession can have such a huge impact on life of another human being? Teaching has been described as a mission, changing the world one student at a time. The best teachers take their work so seriously that they know they must develop and grow their craft for the rest of their lives. They're aware that excellence in teaching is a process. It's a place where they will never fully arrive, but with every step taken, they must do whatever it takes to get there. Real teachers are those who are not truly fulfilled unless they are engaged in teaching. They love to develop others, and they love to help them get to the next level. One of my favorite scenes in the movie Freedom Writers is when Erin Gruwell, the Long Island teacher from California, played by Hilary Swank, is sitting with her dad talking about the feeling of inadequacy, dealing with some of the overwhelming obstacles she was navigating. She's contemplating her future, and she doesn't know whether or not she will continue in her current teaching position. And in this critical moment, her once doubtful father looks intently into her eyes, providing the best words of affirmation and comfort which guided her future and saw her past the whirlwind she was experiencing. He said, "What you've done with those kids, I don't even have words for. One thing's for sure, you're an amazing teacher, special. You have been blessed with a burden, my daughter, and you've earned that. I admire you." I wish every teacher could hear these words from someone and receive this affirmation. Think about those words, blessed with a burden. Wow, that's exactly it. And educators, we have the burning desire to do whatever it takes and make a difference in our lives. We have been truly blessed to be blessed with a burden. All teachers have dreams for their students. What's your dream? If you could have everything you wanted for your students, what would it be? I've had so many dreams for all my classrooms and schools now for the millions of educators and their classrooms and schools over the years I've developed through experience and exchanging ideas with the best educators in the world. The absolute best simplified methods I call 5-star classrooms. In various industries in the world, the 5-star rating system is used generally to measure safety or quality. If you've stayed in a 5-star hotel, you notice a huge difference, not just in the cost. You notice the higher quality and customer service of the 5-star rated hotels. In classrooms where there's more of a student focus, you will also notice a very effective classroom management and much higher quality of instruction. So for the sake of helping everyone to implement classroom management concepts in a simplified manner, we will refer to these effective, highly effective classrooms as 5-star classrooms going forward. Let's go there. Have you ever visited a school and had the opportunity to see every classroom within a specific grade level, such as all fourth grade teachers? And you notice that there's extreme differences in the quality of the classroom setup. And have you noticed that generally every elementary classroom are more inviting than the high school level classrooms? Why? Why is this? Classroom management usually reflects the personality of the teacher. If the teacher's a warm, friendly, inviting person, then usually the classroom setup will be that way. If a teacher has drawn certain forms of art images, and the classroom will usually have postings such as even those in the art forums or postings that have nothing to do with the content that is being taught in the classroom. Classroom management refers to all the things the teacher does to organize students, the space, the time, the materials, and so student learning can take place. When this is done most effectively, you have a 5-star classroom. Are you ready? Let's take the guesswork out of how to create a 5-star classroom. Let's think about this in terms of how to plan for the year, how to set up the classroom effectively, and how to actually manage the classroom when the students arrive from day one. In some situations, classrooms are being used for multiple grade levels and subjects and purposes, and some of the 5-star classroom design methods might not be easy to implement in these cases, especially if you're moving around on a cart. However, for most part, classrooms are set up according to grade level and subject matter. Now, for the principals, or for the teachers or other administrators who might handle school-level staff development programs, a suggestion for implementing the 5-star classroom rating is to use the checklist in this book and have the teachers visit each other's classrooms according to the rating sheet. As a school leader, this can be used as an opportunity to set up a high-performing school culture with high expectations, and you create a climate where teachers are helpful to each other. This checklist can be adapted based on your unique needs for your school program. It's a good idea to have classrooms rated again throughout the school year, especially after a holiday or spring break, in order to keep the standards high. School administrators could even incentivize staff members who achieve the highest ratings and make it more fun. Now, as a sidebar, many teachers are in a situation where they have very little control over the classroom setting. Perhaps they move from classroom to classroom without a place to call home, as we talked about before. Perhaps they're in a temporary space, or their school's going through a period of transition, or they may have just to make adjustments. Well, we've all been there. The good news is, generally, that's temporary. So if you can just hold on and do whatever you can in the meantime, you'll get a classroom space you can call your own, and you'll be able to implement these practices. But until then, learn along with the rest of us and help those who do have classroom spaces. But much of what we'll be discussing will be about how to utilize your classroom space effectively, but mostly how to manage the students in the classroom. So this will apply to you as well, whether you have your own classroom space or not. Let's get started.